Nope, you don't need to only have one tiny little tree, but maybe you want less stress, less clutter, less activities, overwhelm, and more. Let's first tackle less stuff. Now, a few years ago, I decluttered a whack of my Christmas stuff, and it was a lot. So check this out. Here I am decluttering my Christmas stuff. Now this has been a long time coming. I am a huge Christmas lover. I have decluttered my whole house. The Christmas stuff was the last that needed to be decluttered, and this is the year where I'm decluttering it. So I am a major Christmas lover. I have just been the biggest fan forever, and my grandma had a huge impact on me for that. She loved decorating. I think she did anyway. If she didn't, she did a great job of it. She always had the cookies. She had all of the great stuff, which left a major impact on me. And I am the biggest Christmas lover, even in my house. But I definitely knew it was time to start decluttering some of my stuff. Over the years, every year when I would decorate, I wasn't putting everything out. I wanted more of a minimal look. So there were a lot of things we were just packing away every year. Last year, I knew I wanted to declutter some, but I didn't get to it until the end of Christmas. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to stop because I can't donate any of this stuff right now anyway. So what I did was I put it all back. And well, there wasn't that much of it at the time. And then this year I got it all out and I knew I had to do some serious decluttering. Oh, you got up there, Crumpet? Don't mind Crumpet. He has a brain injury, but he's very happy. Although I will be helping him down because he might fall. Well, today we are going to be decluttering my Christmas stuff and I'm going to start the decorating. Now it's pretty early in November here. It's November the 9th. But I really want to get a head start on decluttering my Christmas stuff this year because if I do it now, then we can donate it early so the donation places can actually get their stuff out and to people who want to buy it, which helps the charities with money, helps people who can't afford things. And the cats are loving these boxes being here. My cats love boxes. I was going to do this last year, but we ended up putting it away because I knew if I did it after Christmas, there was just really no point because there was nowhere to put it. When we decorated that year, there just wasn't time. So this year, there's so much I'm going to declutter. I have a lot of Christmas balls. We'll see if I'm going to keep them. I probably won't. And we're going to start the decorating too, but I will do a lot of the decorating later with the kids, definitely the trees and stuff. And I still have my pajamas on because I just want to get this done. I've got to get started. So let's go. I want my home to be comfortable and relaxing and not overwhelming. But at the same time, I love Christmas. You only live once. I want it to be cozy. I want that amazing hygge feeling. I want the lights of Christmas. We're in a dark, dark part off on the side of the mountain on Vancouver Island where it rains a lot. It was crazy dark when I took this video. And the other thing is, I love Christmas. I want to decorate. I just don't want it to be too overstimulating for my eyes. So I've got some tips for you if you want to do some decluttering and if you just want to have more of a minimal Christmas decor. Christmas storage. Now, okay, the burlap I use as tree skirts. It's a really inexpensive, kind of nice, homey, rustic looking tree skirt. So I will save that. I really kind of just put it around. It's not ideal. Maybe when I have time one year, I will make an actual tree skirt or buy one. But for now, I'm happy just with the burlap I got from the garden center. This sleigh is something that I bought because I have some gnomes. And if you saw my video I did at the beginning of November, I was talking about how my mom is going to be giving me some gnomes from Norway and there was a sleigh. So I had already bought some gnomes and I knew I needed a sleigh. But I think that I'm getting the sleigh from her this year, so I probably won't keep this because I just don't need it. So I'm going to put this in the donate pile. Well, there's a lot of stuff, and some of it is really, really easy to let go. Cute, don't need it. I probably should preface that you are going to see a bit of a different minimalist decorating style with my decorating, and that will be coming out next week. For my process right now, I'm going to set things aside that I probably will keep. Once I actually decorate, then I will decide what I'm keeping, and I will have a pile for the things that I am donating. I may sell a couple of things, but for the most part, I don't think it's worth it. This little gnome, super cute. He was a gift from my husband, and I really like gnomes, and I kind of have a little theme. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Other things are a lot more sentimental. My grandma gave me a lot of Christmas stuff. My grandma gave me this, and she loved buying Christmas stuff, and she still loves buying Christmas stuff, but she can't because she's now in an apartment. Oh, you having fun, hey Plunkin? This does not go with my current decor. I don't actually like a ton of colors for the most part. And it's really nice. She gave it to me when I was like 20 and I didn't have any decorations, so I really appreciate it at the time. But now it's time to pass it on to somebody who could really use it. So this is something I will be donating. Those things are a little harder. It may look easy, but ultimately inside, I'm just so good at making the decision of, do I want this? Am I going to use it? Is it adding value? Keeping things that I'm not putting out every year is just not serving me. It's just making me and the family have to truck all this stuff downstairs. Like this giant snow globe. I wasn't sure if I'm going to keep it. I don't think I'm going to. It's big, it's heavy, it's glass, it's filled with water. It's just not something that we need to keep around. Plus somebody else can use it, which to me is so important and just great. More balls. I'm going to throw those in the ball container. Once this bin is empty, I'll be putting I will be putting the things that we are donating in here. So, once this bin is empty, I will be putting the things that I'm donating in it because I know we are going to be significantly decreasing our Christmas decor. This is a cookie jar, and I'm not going to keep this either. Again, it was another gift from my grandma, and you know I love my grandma. You can check out the video at the end about my grandparents' house letting it go, but there are just so many things that I don't need to hang on to here. So I'm gonna flip the camera around so you can see me declutter and start loading this thing up. For years, I've been decorating and just leaving things in the boxes, never putting them out, thinking I will be putting them out in the future, and I never was. So now I'm so excited to be decluttering the things so that we don't have to deal with it anymore. So I am not gonna keep this bag of old Christmas cards. It is sad to declutter things like this, but how many would we have stacked up? So I might look through it and take a few, but definitely not many. This is something, I think my grandma gave me this one too. So actually, I'm not gonna keep it. It's really nice though, it's like slate. All right, so here's another empty tote, and this one we will definitely be putting more Christmas stuff in. Okay, I've done 3 bins, and I'm keeping a little bit. Like, I want to be a reasonable minimalist. I want to enjoy my life. I love Christmas. A huge part of Christmas, and you've heard me mention my grandma a lot, and if you watch the video where I talked about their house being sold, Christmas was a huge deal at her house. So I really, really love decorating for Christmas because grandma did. So I try to be very intentional with it, try to be really reasonable. So I'm gonna have a little break, have my Tim Hortons, and I only have 2 more boxes to go. Isn't that good? One of the things I struggle with, as I mentioned, I want things to have more of a simple look. So there are a couple of tips that I like to follow for this, and we'll see in the next video when I do the tour if I manage to actually get that kind of minimal aesthetic, and I will definitely be looking for your tips, so you can let me know below. Tell me what you like and what you don't like. I mean, I really shoot for reasonable minimalist. I am not like a staunch minimalist who wants you to get rid of everything. I don't want me to get rid of everything. I just want to get rid of things that aren't serving me. I love Christmas. I want to be comfortable, but I don't want to be completely overly visually stimulated. I get overstimulated super easy. Okay, Pumpkin, you're gonna have to get down. There we go. So in the past, we have wrapped the banister with this. Some people like it, some don't. It looks so cluttered and yucky, especially now that we have a little tree there. So it's gonna go. Yeah, it's gonna go. Oh, Pumpkin. Oh, Pumpkin, you're so funny. So I'm going to now just tidy up, and then we will decorate for Christmas fully in the next day or 2, and then we will know exactly what we want to use and whether or not I'm going to be using these like balls on the tree. I think I'm kind of done with that. I really find that Christmas trees can get just so overloaded and honestly so overstimulating, and I'm not gonna lie, like our Christmas tree in the living room really stresses me out because of the level of decor usually, so we're gonna try to tone that down.
So one of the tips is to always put away as many of your normal decorations as you can. Because if you leave them out and then you decorate on top of them, it's going to be extra messy looking. So what you want to do, take those things, put them in your boxes where you keep your Christmas stuff, so then they're put away. Then hopefully it doesn't look too overly stimulating. This plant, for example, I'm gonna stick it in my washroom where there's plenty of light, and then I'm gonna put a nice little Christmas tree here. Just need some batteries. My struggle is colors. So my main bookshelf has a lot of things, and I am already thinking of removing the red things that I normally keep on it and having more of just the teal accent. So this bookshelf causes me a little bit of stress because there's a lot of shelves. I don't love it. The rest of the family likes it. Go figure. So the thing is, there are a lot of different colors on it. Normally, like the books, for example, I have it kind of in a rainbow home edit sort of style. But for now, Christmas wise, you know, I got like this elf. Probably he shouldn't stay. I'm just saying. A lot of different colors. Now that is overstimulating. So we'll see what I end up doing with that. No matter what, it's going to be calming. And I definitely think I will be grabbing some things from nature, some cedar boughs and some other things that hopefully really just keep things looking a lot calmer. The Christmas tree, for example, I love Christmas trees without decorations on them, so I'm kind of tempted not to even decorate it, but that obviously won't fly with the family. Normally we have our 3 Lego things up here, and so this one's red. There's one that's like a teal, and then another one that's more blue. So ideally, you don't want to have too many different colors. I had the amazing Kylie M from Kylie M Interiors, who has a great YouTube channel. She came over to give me some advice on my kitchen, and you got to check her out. But she was saying, you know, you want just one color. And I was like, that's what I thought, one accent color. So I think what we'll start doing is just cycling the Lego guys in and out, or like the Lego vans, the Volkswagen mostly, because we like it. I'm not going to make my husband get rid of them because he loves them, but I don't want it to be super overstimulating because it totally is. So stay tuned for how I end up simplifying the decor here because it's a little much still. Another thing that I struggle with is the gnomes. I love gnomes. I don't know if anybody else has a gnome problem or if it's just me, but my grandma and grandpa lived in Norway. They traveled all over the world. They lived in Indonesia, they lived in Africa, they lived in a couple of places in the US. My mom lived in Switzerland because she went to school there, and they were not super wealthy. It was just for work, but there are amazing things from all over the world that my grandparents had, and they recently moved, which was very sad for me. I will link that video at the end. But my grandma had a huge impact on me, Christmas-wise, obviously, because I keep talking about her. There were a lot of Christmas gnomes. In particular, these funny little gnomes. I believe they're called Nisa or Nice. I'm not exactly sure how it's pronounced, but I'm waiting for some from my mom. In the meantime, I had purchased some gnomes over the last few years because I feel like I kind of like how these ones are actually pretty neutral colors. Most of them are gray. There are a few red, but I can tuck them in and really get a festive feel without being super overstimulated. I just have to make sure I have the right balance. So when I do my tour video, you guys can let me know if you think that I managed to keep the gnomes and everything under cover. I managed to get rid of quite a lot. This one big box I got rid of, and it is chock-a-block full. I took it straight to the donation center. I had an appointment, I put it in the back of the car, and I brought it straight to the donation center because then it was gone and it wasn't cluttering up the garage. I have another tote almost ready to go, and when I am done completely decorating, then I will know exactly what I didn't put out, and then I will throw that stuff in the tote, and that will go to the donation center, and I'll probably do that Saturday. So overall, I'm very satisfied with the amount of decluttering I got done, and there's probably more to come.
Now that takes care of the extra stuff to declutter, but what about the obligations, the shopping, the dinners? It sounds exhausting. How will we ever keep our energy up?
So there's my work Christmas party, my other work Christmas party, my husband's work Christmas party.
party, the family party, Aunt Linda. Don't mind me as I tidied my house this morning and completely rant to you the ways that I love getting my energy up and my problems with people. Don't mind the echo in here or my mirror that I left dirty just for you on purpose. But here's the thing. I love Christmas so much, you have no idea. However, it does come with a few drawbacks. And one of those drawbacks is the immense amount of energy it takes for socializing and other things. That's what I want to talk about today, is the energy and how we can get everything done and still have a ton of energy. One thing off the bat that is so important, of course, to keep my energy good, your energy good, your kids' energy good, is of course like getting a lot of sleep. And for me, I have like my lovely flannel sheets on now. It is cold now. It was -2 Celsius last night. I woke up to some frost, which was really good. What's going on here? Okay, I really think that getting a lot of sleep is important, like all of the time, of course, but when we are under additional strain or we've got like extra people around or there's extra things going on, usually like there's a lot of other things going on with like kids activities and like concerts and stuff like that. Do you like my silk pillow? It helps my curly hair not get frizzy. Yeah, so getting a lot of extra sleep. The other thing that is like super important is reducing your sugar. Now I know like so many people are like, please don't take away sugar. Don't take away sugar at a time like this. Whether or not we like it, it is impacting us. And for me, I mean, this is baking season. But almost everything I bake is full of sugar. If it's not full of sugar, it's full of flour, which of course makes your blood sugar go up. Now I'm a nurse. I am like talking about this stuff. I understand it. I'm not an expert, but I understand it. Your blood sugar going up then causes insulin to come out and then it crashes, which makes your mood be like this. And your energy, it is not good. So basically, whenever I bake something, all I want to do is just make sure I try one, maybe two, have it around dinner time so I can keep my blood sugar stable. I know that sounds like so crazy to so many people that I put so much thought into it, but otherwise, this is a stressful time of year. There's a lot of people around. There's a lot of extra energy required from me, and I need to like really focus on it if I'm going to have a good time. Because like for me, I love Christmas so much. I want to make it fun for everybody, but especially for me. Come on. My day to empty the dishwasher. Me, the person who does all the cooking. Actually, usually when my husband's home, he does Wednesdays. Because the thing is, we have 3 kids. Each kid does the dishwasher 2 days a week. It's a whole thing. One of the biggest things that I have found is really helpful for my energy and for my focus and for my mood is to exercise every day. I'm in a stage right now where I am doing a leg workout every other day. As a nurse, it's funny, I was talking to one of my clients who is also a nurse, and I was saying, I reduced my fall risk, and she was laughing because she's like such a nurse thing to say. It's true though. I'm 43. If I fall, it doesn't, I'll probably be okay. But as you get older, having strong legs is important. So every other day, I do a leg workout. And then the other day, I either do an arm workout or a cardio hit. So basically, I'm getting like 1 or 2 cardio hits in a week and a whole lot of leg exercises because I want these puppies to be strong. Really important thing for your energy is keeping your environment clean. Now I know you're like, oh, well, of course you would say that, Robyn, because you have a minimalist YouTube channel. But the thing is, if my environment is not clean, my energy is not good. My mood is not good because I am distracted, and that, whether or not you have ADHD, you are going to be distracted by a cluttered environment that is like stressing you out. And so for me, I like to take a bit of time just to clean every single morning before I start my work, like I'm doing right now. And I get the family at the end of the day to do a tidy up, and it makes everything go way better because there's extra Christmas stuff around. It feels like extra clutter. And so I want my mood to be good because socializing is coming soon. Let's turn this sucker up to level 4. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sit down with my heated blanket while I explain this next very important part. And that is that you you need to schedule in some downtime. Now, I know not every day it's gonna have room for some downtime to be scheduled in, and we're gonna get to scheduling in a second here. But the thing is, I want you to make sure that you prioritize time with your heated blanket and your tea or hot chocolate coffee, whatever, to watch some Christmas movies, to relax with the family, maybe go for a walk, go skating, whatever. If you can go skating outside, bravo, because we can't where I live. It's oddly enough too warm at this part of Canada. I really feel like if we are taking that time to relax, then we are actually, it's easier for us to form those memories because we're slowing down. We can reflect on what's happened, which brings me into the schedule. Now, if you have overcommitted yourself, this is the problem a lot of us run into. We get a lot of invitations at Christmas time, and that doesn't mean you need to say yes to all of them. At the beginning, I talked about my Christmas party, my other Christmas party, my husband's Christmas party. Now, I am a casual nurse. I also have my own business, and so I am invited to several Christmas parties, and maybe I actually want to go to all of them, but should I go to all of them? Probably not, because the thing is, I need to make sure that my energy is good. And what is the most important part for me at Christmas? Like, is it time with my family? Yeah, that's part of it for sure. Downtime? Yeah, that's part of it for sure. Making sure that I have time to do the baking that I love? Absolutely. And so if I say yes to everything, then I am saying no to other things. And am I saying no to things that I really want to get done? One year, I talked about this in the last video about, like, I realized like right before Christmas, there was so much that I had not gotten done. It was like a couple days before Christmas. I hadn't done much baking, and these were all things I wanted to do, and I didn't get them done because I said yes to too many things. So now I know I need to be very careful with what I say yes to. Any day you have, try to make like one big thing that you're doing. So say you love baking, as I do. On a day where I'm going to bake, that's going to be like the majority of like the things that I'm doing. This one no, none of them have friends. None of them have friends. Okay, I was being nice and folding the kids' laundry while we're talking here. So baking that day, I'm not gonna be doing like a lot of shopping, right? I'm going to not bake on a day where there is a Christmas party, right? And so that is how you make sure that you figure out your schedule. One thing per day, and don't say yes to everything. Maybe only go to one Christmas party if you can. Oh, that's hot. Figure out what are the priorities. So socialize carefully, and when you decide, yeah, I want to do some baking, okay, like let's do the important things first. We need to prioritize. Let's get that Christmas shopping out of the way early, because the most important thing about keeping your energy good is so that you can enjoy it. So you can enjoy time with your friends, with your family, with your kids, all of that. Okay, now back to minimalist decor. Check out these simple tips.
How to create a simple minimalish Christmas decor. I think it's important to avoid overwhelm during this crazy, stressful time of Christmas. Now, I love Christmas. It's actually kind of early for me to even be talking about, but you know what? Still going to be really busy, even if you're just at home. And you know what? You don't need extra cleaning to do, and you don't want your mind bogged down with clutter and things like that. So let's talk about how to create a minimalish Christmas decor. So a nice, clean, minimalist room is just so calm, nice on the eyes, all of that. But you know what? We are realistic minimalists, so we still want a bit of stuff around. We still want to enjoy what we're looking at. We don't just want stark rooms. We're decorating for Christmas after all. But we want our decor to be pleasing on the eyes, so that is why we are going for this awesome minimalist look. Start with evaluating. Just quickly go over, why is it that you are wanting this minimalist look in the first place? Is it because you want a clean look? Is it because you want it to be easy to clean? Mine is so that I have peaceful surroundings, that I can look around, not be overwhelmed. My eyes aren't looking in every direction. I'm not reminded of a bunch of work that I have to do, which is like cleaning up my surroundings. I can bake if I want to, shop if I want to, watch a Christmas movie if I want to, little SNL Christmas, you know, the classics. Gonna have some fun. We need to declutter and clean before we decorate. Now don't be scared because this is very easy. You are likely getting Christmas decorations out of storage. Well, guess what? That is where you can put your normal ornaments that you have around. We're gonna declutter the ornaments that we have sitting around. We're gonna pack them in the boxes that we are decorating with. So if you want, just stick all of that on the table first so you know what you gotta put away, because we don't wanna be adding to our space with a bunch of extra things. I like to just sort of replace the things that I already have around with Christmas things so that, again, it's not a bunch of extra clutter. Like, clutter is so bad for us women, okay? So we don't want it. Once you've got your old ornaments moved, give it a dust, give it a clean, get it ready to decorate. It's also a really good time if you have extra stuff lying around, and even if you don't, just do a quick evaluation. If you need to keep any of that stuff, if you can declutter any of it, it's a great time to do that. And then I think you should reward yourself for all of your hard work. Maybe have a chocolate. While you're doing all of this, don't look at it as a chore. Make sure that you're having lots of fun. Throw on a Christmas movie, like we always put Elf on when we're decorating, or some Christmas music. Just make sure it's not Paul McCartney's Having a Wonderful Christmas Time, because I think that is personally the worst Christmas song. Tell me below what you think is the worst Christmas song, or what favorite Christmas movies you have. Now I have that freaking song in my head. So decorating can be a bit of a challenge, especially if you have a lot of things and you're just pulling it out of storage and you're getting overwhelmed. You're like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? So you can look at what you want to get rid of. Last year, when I was putting away our Christmas stuff, I knew in my head what I didn't want to keep, and I kind of do that every year. So I know what I need to sell or donate. I've got these great big balls that I don't want to keep anymore. So we're gonna sell those and somebody else can enjoy those great big blue balls. Now, when you're decorating, don't clutter any one area. Again, clutter is just toxic for your mind. You want to be looking around at a pretty clean space. Actually, odd numbers are really good. They are easier for us to look at. I like to put 2 items about the same color and then a third, usually kind of a neutral color, like maybe white or a natural color, and then maybe with a pop of red. And that really kind of is easy to look at. You can take all of the things in. It looks good with the white lights behind it. They really create that little bit of a pop, and they do not seem too busy. White lights are a great addition to a minimalist Christmas look. This little tree is just so cute. It's great to add a bit of greenery to your decorations as well, because it doesn't seem to me to add much of a cluttered look. It kind of helps accent and it makes certain things pop. It's a very natural look. It's not overwhelming. It's also kind of a good Scandinavian look. They've got that kind of like nice white light, sort of like natural wood, and then they'll have some boughs of cedar or pine. It is such a gorgeous look. And when you're decorating your tree, make sure that you have a lot of space between your ornaments. You don't want things clustered together. And again, it's nice if you can avoid a lot of different colors. Otherwise, it's just too hard to look at. I like to put a lot of sort of golds and whites on this tree. A few other colors are great. They really pop. I love that look. Burlap is a great tree skirt. It's cheap. It blends in really nicely and it has a nice rustic look. And it's really important overall that you put anything that is sentimental, anything that is meaningful, anything that's valuable to you in whatever your sense of that word is, prominent in your Christmas decorations. It's important because Christmas is a time where it can be a bit challenging. There can be times where we're feeling kind of sad. It's nice to be reminded of people, even if they're not with us anymore, even if they are with us, it's nice to have those things around. I have this is my dad's ornament. It's a reindeer and it was his from the 1950s. I have this ornament and I always make sure that I put it right on a prominent place on the tree. It goes really well with the decor and I just love it. It's special to me even though it's a plastic reindeer with only 3 legs.
That's nice and all, but is 3 too many trees? I'm just asking for a friend. Here's the thing. I like to call myself minimalist light. A person in a live stream helped me coin that term and I am in love with it. Now, I like to keep a few things around, but only what I use and love, and I love Christmas. So tell me, did my decor go too far?
And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior.
Hello and welcome to my tour of Christmas stuff. This is the best time of the year. I dare you to tell me otherwise. Let me show you around my minimalist home that happens to be a tiny bit maximalist at Christmas. I do kind of have a thing for gnomes. They are all over this house. Now these, actually this one, I kind of like him a little lower, but my son made them taller. These ones I have all over, and I got them from the Hudson's Bay Company, which is a Canadian company here in town. There's one there, and I have a bunch in the living room, which you will see in a minute. I also have some really old ones on the other side of the room, which are from Norway, and I believe my mom either brought them back when she visited my grandparents who were living there because my grandpa worked for Mobil Oil, or my grandma gave them to my mom. But I absolutely love them, and I just got them in my possession last year, and I'm so happy about that. This is the white Christmas tree, as I call it, because it's mostly white and gold, well, silver and gold, I guess, like the song from Rudolph. It has a very special ornament here, which is my dad's reindeer ornament that sadly has a broken leg, but my dad passed away in February, so this is a very important ornament to me. I also have a lot of other really sweet ones, like this one of my little guy when he was a baby. So because I do have 3 Christmas trees, spoiler alert, I do tend to try to keep the color somewhat similar on the tree, so it's not sort of like, I'm overwhelmed, because like, believe it or not, like I'm already overwhelmed because it's Christmas. So like, and I might add, I'm just getting over a cold, and my husband, who just woke up, it's 2:13, really wants to come down and have his first cup of tea, but I said, you know what? I've been waiting all day for the sun to go down, so you're gonna have to wait. So God bless him for that. Now, when I was decorating, unfortunately, I realized / remembered that the top of this tree doesn't actually have lights anymore. They burnt out, and so then I tried putting new lights on. Unfortunately, the prongs didn't fit, which was a bummer. I think because like they were an outdoor light and these are indoor. But I actually kind of forget most of the time, so it's not a huge deal. I also, look at this. This is Jack Skellington. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It took me like 2 decades to start liking that. I don't think I really gave it a chance before. And this one is super special. My husband and I got it when we were on our pre-moon to Disneyland years ago. But this is a great tree in this wonderful light front room. This lovely sideboard I had made a few years ago, and I basically had Christmas in mind when I did it. That's how much I love Christmas. And I just put like great decorations out here, trying again to keep like somewhat of the same colors. So it's basically like white and red with just little pops of green. I've got these cute little bottle brush trees. If you saw my decorating video, I was like, gosh, I don't even know where I'm gonna put these guys. I absolutely love it though. I've got this sweet little Merry Christmas truck, and then the Advent calendar, which we use to count down, and I absolutely love it. Now let's get to my second tree, which is kind of a small tree. Doesn't the snow look nice outside? We don't even usually get snow here on Vancouver Island. Not much snow anyway, but I love this sweet little tree. It is so nice. I bought it years ago at Michael's, the craft store. It just allows me to put like a few tiny little ornaments on it, like this little small little ball, the Charlie Brown figurines, and it's just a really nice small thing on this, or I have it next to my son's computer over there, but I absolutely love it. And it's just another way to bring light to this dark house, which is on the side of the mountain, and the sun went down 40 minutes ago, which is at 1:40. This is one of my very favorite trees, and the reason why I don't have the light on right now is because it looks so nice in the dark. So what I love so much about this tree is the reds that I have on it, because again, if you don't want to overwhelm your mind, just keep certain things. So we've got like mostly reds and golds, the odd pop of blue, but I love like this popcorn ornament, and this one which sort of is like, I love cooking. I've got Santa. Again, more gnomes, because I absolutely love the gnomes. And this is kind of more the food related tree. We've got this really cool little sushi bowl and an apple, and it's just a really nice spot here in the entranceway, because it also, again, helps with some of the darkness. And that's what I really love, is at Christmas, we can use these lights to bring light to the dark. And this is our living room where we spend most of our time, and I have it kind of decked out. We tidied up yesterday before I filmed, and this was actually, I took some video because my microphone was not charging.
Turns out it was the charger, not the microphone, so thank you, Jesus. However, I wanted to show you that our house is still messy even when it's clean. So there you go. But this is the main tree. I love it. This is where a lot of the kids' ornaments are, like these really cool marshmallows that we got, and more stuff from any trip we go on, we get an ornament. So there's from a trip to Disney in 2013, Tim Hortons cup, because that's a big thing in this house. This really cool Chip and Dale ornament from when we went to Disneyland. We've got this Harry Potter one. I love it. It's kind of long though. Just goes on and on and on and on. Got like the chocolate frog from Harry Potter. The other thing about this tree is I used to have it loaded with chocolate balls, or with those balls. Blue and silver were kind of my themes for a while there. But since we did branch out to having more trees, just with the layout of the house, it could support it, and it really helps with the light. I sort of toned down every tree. The other problem is this, which I have shown in the past, stresses me out. So this is the bookshelf, the main bookshelf. But on here I have, like, I do swap out a lot of my normal ornaments, and I put other things in. There's just a few things that I leave up. Like I put all the books here, I turned them around. One of them, my great viewers last year suggested I did that. Yeah, I just put more of the cute little gnomes there. This is a really fun one. Let me see, does it even have, nope, doesn't have batteries, never mind. But yeah, so because it is so busy, and we did try to take this down. We did try to take this down a couple of months ago. I bought some shelves from IKEA, which are for sale by now, because they just did not fit. It just wasn't like lining up stud-wise, and it was just such a nightmare. So we were like, you know what, let's just keep it. So we left it. But it is good because, you know, then there's spots for these lovely nativity guys from Willow Tree. I think my grandparents going to Norway and spending so long there really left an impression on me, because there was a lot of gnomes in their house. And so for me, I'm like, it's not Christmas if there aren't gnomes, right? So this is a really sweet train that my grandma had at her house that she gave me a few years ago, and just other little fun little things. And so not everything even necessarily fits very well, but I just love it. Like, it just, I would love to see your pictures too. You can put them on Instagram, tag me. And then I love this nativity. It's very childlike, but it's very special to me. Got my hammerhead shark that's always there, and then these lovely books. And so this is the night, 'twas the night before Christmas. I love it. And this is a sweet little book we bought for my youngest when he was a baby, and it's just like the nativity. This is one of those sentimental items I'm telling you guys you can keep, something like that, right? And then this is our Advent book. And I did talk about this on my Hocus Pocus channel, which also has the the challenge going on. So check that out. And then these are a couple of other little gnomes. I got them at a grocery store one year, and I love them. Behind us is Santa Lane. So this is where I normally just keep my Dutch ovens, but this is where I put the Santas, and another gnome, of course. But there's this Santa, and then those two. This little guy down here, he's really annoying. He's basically just been banished, but I don't necessarily love the Santas as much as some people might. To me, because that's not really what Christmas is about. And the nutcrackers, which I love. Can you tell I'm trying to hide my kitchen from you? I am. You want to know why? I've been pressure cooking. It's my new obsession. Okay, so this nutcracker my grandma gave me because they downsized last year. Very special. And this one, my mother-in-law gave us years ago. We're Canadian, so Canadian Mountie. What can I say? Let's get to the fifth tree. This is a bit of a tight filming spot, but this is my last little tree. And it reminds me a lot of a tree that my grandma has, and I forget what she calls it, like Everywhere or something. This wonderful little tree, and I know we've all seen them before, and I love it. And I have it up here, and it's really cozy, especially if I've come up to like meditate or just have some relaxing time. And then I put our Volkswagen Legos up here as well, because they look really great with this little tree, and it looks super cozy. And I am obsessed with this vibe up here. It's kind of funny for a person as obsessed with Christmas as I am to want to do the amount of decorating that I do, but I still feel like it's somewhat minimal with the exception of the bookshelf in the main room. But I think for the most part, it's actually pretty good and I absolutely love it. Okay, so decluttering is kind of my jam and shopping is not. I don't love the whole gift giving thing about Christmas. Part of my problem is it's just like the obligation to just give anything something, whether or not somebody wants it. But a couple of years ago, I came up with a solution. So I have got 12 last minute gifts that you might find helpful. If you have left it late like I have this year, I have you covered and I have myself covered. I have had the flu 2 weeks ago and now I have strep throat and I have some gifts to catch up on. So if you're anything like me, Amazon is going to save the day. And I'm going to tell you some great last minute gift ideas that you can have shipped to your house. A couple of things you can maybe just run out and get in your city. And I made a list yesterday. You can also head to this link and I will have all of these linked on my website. It is an affiliate link, which does support this channel a little bit and I appreciate that. But at the very least, hook yourself up and get some last minute gifts. Now, the very first thing I want to talk about is this Ember mug. And I, if you know me, am obsessed with tea. And I love when my tea is hot. So what I found was I was drinking it very quickly because I could not get it drunk fast enough. Grab your loved one who loves hot drinks a mug. Are white, black, and gray. I love the white one. The great thing about a lot of these gifts are some of them are a little frivolous feeling, like this next one, which is my on-demand kettle. I love my on-demand kettle. And this kettle I have has 3 liters of hot water. You can even get one with 4, but for us 3 is fine. We just refill it when we need to. In fact, actually 4 liters would have done us even perfectly and we would only need to refill it like once a day. But instead of boiling your water multiple times a day like I used to, I can just go up to this thing and it is ready. In fact, I can even set a timer the night before so that it is ready to go in the morning. So it's not keeping it hot all night when nobody's awake. And even when my husband gets up like 4 a.m., I can have it ready for him, which is so nice to just walk up to the kettle and have hot water ready to go. If you see my tree moving, it is my cat. If you don't want to quite indulge in that level of kettle, then these are great kettles too. They're also very good for pour over coffee, and I think they would be great as well. I love cookbooks. Every year, Santa leaves me a couple of cookbooks, and Santa knows exactly what I want because Santa does all of the shopping for everybody in the house. So Santa buys me everything I need. Last year, I got myself a couple of half-baked harvest cookbooks, and these are great for anybody who loves to cook, especially if you love to eat healthy food that is extra delicious, maybe sometimes quite decadent, but these are great, and I love half-baked harvest cookbooks. She came out with a 3rd one this last winter or spring, and it is super good too. Totally recommend them. The You Are a Badass books are good for anybody who is wanting to level up their life. Somebody who has big goals, somebody who is not wanting to just sort of sit by the sidelines anymore. I love this yellow book here, the original You Are a Badass book. It's really great. And You Are a Badass at Money is an even better book. I actually think I like it more, and I often will just listen to the Audible versions, which I totally recommend. Jen Sincero, who is the author, is hilarious, and she always has a great way of explaining things so that you feel like you can do anything. And to be honest, you can. So I totally recommend checking out this book bundle. Now, a heated blanket is something my entire family loves. I have had one for a couple of years now. Last year, my youngest son stole mine. So I grabbed a new one. Now, this is a similar heated blanket to the one that I have already. It is good to put in your bed to heat up your bed before you get into it. So nice. Or if you're sick, like me, and you could just put it on yourself and make yourself feel better. Even if you're doing a cold plunge, super nice to warm up with a blanket afterwards. Another great thing that I love is David's tea. And yes, it is something that I do order by the kilogram quite often. And maybe it's a little late depending on where you live, but I completely recommend this stuff. It is delicious. My favorite is pumpkin chai, but there are so many other yummy, yummy flavors. So check that out. Any kind of tea is a great gift for most of the people in your life, as long as they like tea. If you're getting value from this, do me a solid, hit the like button.
apparently it's super helpful for the algorithm, and I appreciate you helping support this channel. If you know somebody who is always trying to get things done, or maybe they are super busy or they feel a little scattered sometimes, I totally recommend this planner. I love the Fox planner. I often use the Plum planner, and if you want 10% off the Plum planner, shoot me an email here. And I really recommend the Fox planner. It has a lot of the things the Plum planner has, and it is less expensive. It's not customized like the Plum planner, but the Fox planner is so great, and there's so many great colors you can choose from. I adore cooking with cast iron, and I love the enamel cast iron. It's way easier to clean. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I actually just keep mine on my shelf right there, and I am hoping for more to come this year. I'm just saying, if there is a cook in your life, one of the best things you can get them is enamel cast iron. Now this stuff, I like the Lodge, and it's actually on my Christmas list. I'm just saying, I think I might even be getting it. But there's also a lot of great brands that have enamel cast iron. What's really great about enamel cast iron is it's really easy to clean. You don't have to worry so much about like scrubbing it and like de-seasoning it. But you do want to be careful you don't scratch it. I love it though. It is beautiful. I actually keep mine out in the open so I can enjoy it. The other option is regular cast iron, and I have a cast iron skillet I absolutely love, and I do find the seasoning is not that hard, and it is super duper easy to scrub, so both of those are good options for the cooks in your life. There is also this really awesome thermometer that I love too. It is very accurate, which is lovely. I even use mine for cooking like candy and hot things like these lozenges I made the other day because I was sick. And they're just wonderful. Like they're so accurate. I think they say like not to use it for cooking with oil and stuff, but I have like this little thing that I clip on. Makes it super easy. So great. Now, if you identify as a Slytherin, even if you're a Gryffindor like I am, then you will love the Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit, which is something my family is getting this year. I'm just saying. Because I'm Santa, so if you want more great tips for Christmas as far as like decorating minimally and gifts, click here. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Now you might think, oh, I've got gifts under control. No problem. Oh, really, Linda? Really? I'm just joking, but in the past I really have struggled to balance it all and fit it all in, and that's why I started my Christmas organizational system right here. Oh. Okay, my friends, it's that time again. It's time to start thinking about Christmas, okay?
Creating an organized minimalist Christmas is super easy. This video is going to show you how to do it in no time at all, and it is going to save you so much time in years to come. Now, there's a lot that we want to get done at Christmas, a lot of things we want to do, and often these things can get really pushed quite close together right before Christmas. And when I started minimalism, I came up with this plan in my head, and it is perfect, and you're going to love it. So later I'm going to show you my #1 tip, but in the meantime, grab a piece of paper, and we're gonna make a mind map. Now this does not take long. Don't be like, what? So we're gonna make some headings. Now in the past, I remember I wanted to bake a lot of things at Christmas. Unfortunately, I left it very close to Christmas, but unfortunately I was like killing myself to get the stuff done. So what you're gonna do under baking is write the things that you want to bake every year down, the things that are really important to you and your family. And no, it is not going to stay in this form. Stay with me now. And of course, if you've ever wanted to spur of the moment bake something, or you're like, okay, now's the time I'm gonna bake some shortbread, and you don't have the ingredients you want, well, that's super frustrating. So now we're gonna write one pantry, circle it right underneath it what you want, like icing sugar, maple syrup if you're Canadian like me, flour, sugar, anything like that. The key to keeping it organized off of that big piece of paper is this. It's a bullet journal. Now this little bullet journal is perfect because bullet journals are great. You just sort of write down things as they come to you. This one I use a little bit differently. I use it as my control journal for my cleaning, but I also halfway through it, like page 50 is when I started my Christmas pages. make an index of things you want to have on the pages. So pretty much everything that you have a heading for, make a page for that. So your planning, your baking. One of the biggest stressors at Christmas can be gift buying, and I actually have a video coming up on that next week. So you're probably going to want to hit subscribe so that you can see it. But make a list of all the people you have to buy gifts for, because then if you are out actually shopping in person, which, you know, we used to do, or if you're shopping online and you're just thinking like, who do I have to buy for? Because if you're anything like me, you just sort of freeze and you can't think of anything. Well, now you have your list of who you need to buy for, and come, you know, summertime, if something pops in your brain, you can put it on that list. You could even do a page for birthdays if you wanted to. It's really helpful that way. I have a hiding spots page because in the past I have bought things and then had no idea where they were at Christmas, and then in January I'm like, oh yeah, here's that thing I bought you. It was kind of lame. If you're a Canadian like me, or you live somewhere where it's nice and cold, all of a sudden you're driving along, it can be an icy day, and if you haven't got those winter tires on, you're really going to regret it. So make a list of things you need to do, like winter tires. Get out the winter clothes. Buy salt for your walkway. If you've ever had people drop by, it's kind of nice to have things to share with them, offer them treats, refreshments. So make a list for treats, liquor. We like to have cider in the house. We're not big drinkers, but it's still nice to have these things around. Now it gets even better, so hang on. I've got my Christmas Carol list. And my Christmas list, I actually just do on Apple Music. I actually might make a Spotify list, and if I do, I'll link it below. And if I haven't and you want it, let me know below. So the Fly Lady, she recommends certain missions to get ready for Christmas. It's kind of a lot, it's kind of complicated. So I have created my own mission sort of based off of hers. So you can click that link below if you like, if you want to see that, because it's a lot simpler. Her website is good, it's just kind of cluttered and really hard for my brain to follow. So I just simplified it for things that I want to get done, like organizing the wrapping paper, getting out your Christmas soap, when to run errands, anything that is really important that you want to get done. Christmas dinner, what you want to make for Christmas dinner, put that in this book. So your great big piece of paper that you thought of, or that you filled out earlier, you can add everything to this book, which is super helpful. And now, how to do it years to come. Now this book will last you forever, which is great, but you're gonna want some reminders. If you're anything like me, you forget things and then they end up piling up before Christmas. I realized I needed to make way more use of November for like more of the planning, early prep stages if I was going to relax and enjoy my Christmas. It may not sound minimal, but this is actually a great system so that you can do our ultimate goal of relaxing and enjoying yourself. Now you need to plan when you need to get key things done. For example, on my phone, I set a timer to remind me Christmas lights. I put down November 1st with a reminder every single year. Does that mean we're actually going to light them up on November 1st? No, but it means we're going to put them up around November 1st. We live in the stormy west coast of Canada. It's not always doable on November 1st, but if we get it done around then, when it comes time to flick on those lights, we can flick them on, they're ready to go. I have a day to organize my wrapping paper. Super easy, super fast, but it's done, so I don't need to worry about it in December. Start my baking just a little bit in November, midway, sort of tuck things in the freezer, hide them from the family, especially the husband. But again, starting to get things out of the way nice and early. Starting to think about Christmas presents, making a list. I put down when to order my chocolate because I order it from a chocolate company called Purdy's, and in my book I put down what I ordered and who to give it to, so if it worked out and the next year I want to do that, I have that all ready to go. Like I don't have to worry about that next year. It's so helpful. I put down November 21st. It says decorate, seriously, because in the past I felt like, oh, it feels so early, but you know what? It's done, and to be honest, it's actually really nice to have up the Christmas decorations. It didn't feel early. It felt like it sort of starts to get you in the mood. As an adult, as a mom, or as a busy working adult, it's busy. Like Christmas is a stressful time as much as we want to enjoy it. But if you jam everything into one short period of time, it takes so much of the enjoyment and fun out of it. So this way you can actually start to like work into it, you know, like you're like, I'm enjoying my Christmas lights here. It's starting to get my brain thinking about it. Maybe watch one of those Christmas shows that I have on my list. Like, I know it may sound crazy, but I am kind of a kid at heart and I love Christmas shows and movies. So I make a list of the ones that I love, and I love a lot. Like Scrooged, I don't want to miss. I've been watching that since the 80s. Die Hard, of course that's a Christmas show. I don't know why people think it isn't. I know I don't have to watch all of them, but I like to watch all of them, okay? Even in there, I put down like to stock my pantry around November 15th. And that includes like buying cat food, anything like that. This will help you out huge because everything you need, you already have purchased. When to do a big Costco shop, anything really, just take huge things off of your plate. So then when it comes like December, you can way more relax. You have way more time just to put your feet up and actually enjoy Christmas. So you put those reminders in there every year and boom, you can have a so much more relaxing, minimal Christmas. And you have nobody but yourself to thank for it. Well done.
That little bit of organization can be a lifesaver in the end. If you want to see the areas of my home that I declutter to keep things tidy before the holidays, check out this video right here. I hope something great happens for you today and this whole season. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.